I'm so honored today to have Wonderland Rejects. It is so exciting to have you ladies here with me. I really wanted to do this for a long time.
We're an alternative punk rock trio based in Oakland, but we play a lot of shows in SF, all around the Bay Area, really. But I'm Alice Vendetta. I play guitar and sing.
I am Dolly Mimes. I play bass.
Kitty Cakes drums.
I started playing music at the age of 3. I was given a little Yamaha keyboard on my 3rd birthday. I fell in love right away. It was one of those keyboards where you can play along with a song, a pre-recorded song, and the first song I played was Let It Be by the Beatles.
Wow, that's a good song.
And I started crying immediately. Like, it moved me so much, just like creating this sound from what I'm doing. And I fell in love with music from there on out. As a kid, I would listen to a lot of classic rock and whatnot. I'd get up and do air guitar, do air vocals, and I'd dance in the living room, and the imaginary audience always had my back. You know, and then I took a hiatus for about 4 years. My first run in the 2010s, it was a bit toxic, and I had to take some time off. Sometimes you have to take some time off, reset, learn some life lessons, work through some stuff, and come back stronger. And I came back with guitar and really found some confidence, thanks to both of my wives, who really encouraged me to keep growing and try something new. And here I am.
You have beautiful, beautiful band. I love how supportive you are to each other. You all look so cool. I've seen you live 3 times. All of the times, you're absolutely unforgettable.
I'm Dolly. From the time I was like 4 years old on, I was into the Beatles, the Beach Boys. And as I got older, it just got heavier and heavier. And then I found Iron Maiden, and that was it. I started out back then playing guitar. I got my first acoustic guitar when I was 13. Did that for 2 years. Got my first electric for Christmas when I was 15. And rock and roll from then on just got heavier and heavier.
It takes time to discover what you like, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like nowadays, I still listen to some heavy things, but like now it's all across the board. I just love music.
Yeah.
I love playing music. I love playing songs. Like,
when song is good, actually, I would say in any genre, it sounds great, right?
exactly.
That's why so many remixes and covers work, right?
Yeah, and just like I feel like multiple genres make you a better musician in the end.
I'm Kitty Cakes. My journey in music, like I've always been a fan, like my entire life. Like I grew up listening to Tommy Lee and Ricky Rocket, and I just loved like their percussion. And it just sounded like so good. And I would try to like, air drum and, things like that. And, I was forced into like a lot of things that were not music. Even though I had creative people in my family, like there was not a lot of emphasis on pursuing creative interests. It was athletics. It was things that were just not meant to be for me, but like I did it anyway. So there was a chunk of my life where like I didn't really have access to music. There was almost like an entire break of time where I just weren't going to be able to like do anything with it. So in that time where I couldn't pursue music as an art, I pursued I did like commission to be like as simple as possible. Like I did like commission fantasy artwork and stuff like that, and it built quite a portfolio and had a bit of nerd fame at a portion of my life. But again, like as I advanced along in like my journey, I wasn't sure like if I'd ever be able to do anything with music. But eventually, like especially like as I met my wives, and we were just so inspired, and I was able to pick up sticks and hit the heads when I never thought I could do that. And it's like all that time, the fantasy commissions, the time where I couldn't play younger, like whatever, it feels like that time just disappeared. And in that time, I did nothing but play drums in that entire time. That's what it feels like. It's not what happens, but it feels like. So like when I sit down and I play drums, my wives, it's like, in our band, like it just feels like it's just been a thing that's always been there and never went away. So my journey in music, even though I went sleepy time sometimes, like it's still it was always there, and it just needed the right combination, the right alchemy to do what I do and what we do together today.
That's wonderful. When did you meet?
Well, this is also a love story as well.
We love love stories.
So, okay, I'll try to make it as short as I can.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead. Tell people stuff. We have time.
We gotta go back to early 2020. Okay. We all didn't live together. We were all on different parts of the country. And early 2020, I get a friend request on Facebook from Dolly, and I'm like, wow, there's this pretty girl, like, she's way out of my league. Does she want to be my friend?
That's always how it feels, right? You can be hot as, but then still, anybody, you're like, are you sure you're talking to me?
Obviously, I accept the friend request, and then we go on lockdown, the COVID-19.
Oh, that was horrible. Yeah,
we're all inside, and we're each posting stuff on our own pages, trying to flirt with each other. And this goes for the better part of 2020, and we're getting closer and closer to each other. And finally, November 12th, 2020, I was nervous. I'd been smoking weed all night. When it was around 6 a.m, I'd pulled an all-liner. Sometimes when you get creative, you got to do the things. All been there. And I had the courage, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it. So I sent her a message on Messenger saying, so, ... I totally have a crush on you, with the emoji doing the side-eye look. And I sat and waited, very nervous.
And then I see the message and I type back, OMG, I don't know what to say except I have a crush on you too.
Wow, it's beautiful.
And one thing to let you know there, we're having video chats every night. I go out to visit her. She was living...
I was living in Philadelphia at the time.
And, I'm in Oakland, so I go and visit her. We connect out there. So we came back to Oakland, started our lives together, and we officially got married, in 2022, March 23rd, 2022.
Yeah.
And then, come summer of 2023,
yeah,
we all start talking online. One thing led to another, very similar to us. We're doing the video chats, we're doing messages all the time, led to our collective music journey. We had played in a band, The Feminine Urge. Actually, we had played here at Music City quite a few times.
Yeah.
And that band was just starting to run its course. Sometimes bands, they can be a good experience, but they're not meant to last forever. It's just kind of for a season. And that was okay. It gave us a lot of experience coming back. We both were coming back from hiatuses and applying a lot of lessons we had learned during that time. And then, Kitty started her journey with the drums. And I have never seen somebody put so much work into learning their craft so quickly.
I would never say it's recent. I actually thought it's decade or something.
Exactly.
No, seriously, I am actually really, really shocked right now. And you didn't play any music instrument before?
No, I didn't. I did play drums for a little bit, but I don't know. It was sort of like a cruel joke by a rough family where I was given a drum kit and I had it for maybe 6 to 8 months, and I was allowed to practice a little bit, but I was saying before, athletics was pushed very, very hard on that side of my family, and they gave me a choice. I could continue on with sports or I could continue on with music. And it's one of those things where somebody gives you a choice, but there's clearly a right or a wrong answer. And that was exactly what happened with that. I knew that if I chose drums back then, it would have been wrong and there would have been consequences. So I just chose to stay with athletics. Yeah, I touched on it for just a little bit, but when I would listen to music, I would try to isolate the drums just by I didn't have technology to do that. I just have to close my eyes really tight and try to pull like all the different percussion, like what is that sound there? What are they doing there? What is that move there? And that's literally like how I've enjoyed music most of my life. So like there was always, I guess, like an analytical mind that was always absorbing and whatever. So I don't know. I'm in the right garden, the right flowers grow in it.
I'm very happy that you have a safe space to explore. It is very important. I myself came also very weird family. I was not allowed to do a lot of things. I've been literally told that as a female, I do not need education. All I need to do is learn how to cook and take care of my kids because this is what I'm good for. So education, I was allowed to go to school only as a courtesy and only if I behaved well, which included anything what my stepfather would think means behave well. And of course, no encouragement to achieving any goals, any music. So I feel you on that.
The three of us together as a band, we've been going for about a year now. And it's been such a great year.
How did you come up? When it comes to band names, I suck. Your band name is very fairy tale for me.
It is a play off of the Lewis Carroll book, Alice in Wonderland, the movies and whatnot. My inspiration for Alice comes from the dark Alice from the Xbox games, where it's like very disturbing and gothic and punked out. But, when you think of Wonderland, this is a place where everything's just wild, all these things. And there's problems to that, though. Instead, a lot of the different characters represent different mental disorders and different addictions and whatnot. And Alice being there is an escape and not always necessarily a healthy escape. And when we were coming up with our band name, we were coming up with all kinds of ideas. And we were just laughing, saying, yeah, come on, we're all a bunch of Wonderland Rejects. What kind of name can we, wait a minute, there it is. And that's how we came up with Wonderland Rejects. And too wild for Wonderland, and also because we all believe in being 1% better every day. You keep up with that mindset, you grow out of Wonderland, and you create something even better, something more beautiful. And
I love this idea behind that every character has different mental disorders.
Our music style, the overall, if we were to put an overall label, we're punk rockers.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other nuances. We do integrate a lot of various genres, from alternative rock to blues to rockabilly, even dashes of metal.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. Very first impression I had when I heard, like, beginning of your set, I was like, oh, this is punk rock with elements of metal.
That's a great segue to our influences.
Mm-hmm.
As Dolly mentioned earlier, listening to all kinds of various forms of music, old school and new school alike, it makes you a better musician. For me personally, I've had a lot of influences through the years, ranging from Billie Holiday to Joan Jett to Jane County to Joey Ramone, Buddy Holly, and many, many others. So many. Laura Jane Grace is another one.
B.B. King.
Definitely B.B. King. And that's for what I like to do with vocals and guitar.
Yeah, I found Maiden, but like the bands I found before that, like the first show I ever went to was the Addicts. Like, and they're super old, old. But yeah, just I bring just a lot of like grungy, punky, like bit of Maiden-ish elements to my bass playing a lot, just because that's what I grew up on.
How many string bass guitar do you have?
Just 4. A lot of people play 5, and I'm just like, why? A lot of humans can't register the B string. Come on, yeah.
Awesome. What about you?
Oh, so some of my influences, again, like I had a lot of like the 80s drummers that influenced me, like when I was younger, as previously mentioned, like Tommy Lee and Ricky Rocket. But as I got like older and was able to rediscover like music, like I fell in love with what the Rev did. And it's not even like so much like like the sound that he produced, but it was like his work discipline that he put into it. He would get a nugget of the song that just was like just having a hard time, getting down, or had to be absolutely perfect when they're on the stage. And he would just take that one little bit over and over again. Like, and that kind of like obsessive personality like does very, very well. Like with me, like I can just run it over and over again. A lot of the songs that we play now that are sort of like outside of like that metal rock that I grew up with, that are more bluesy or whatever, I had to do the same thing. Like I just had to take those parts and do it over and over again. And I appreciate that. I learned a lot by what the Rev disclosed in his own journey when he was still alive. And then like as I got like a little bit older, like there was a lot of like metal bands that I like, and I'm really sorry I don't remember like a lot of the drummers' names. But In Flames, Trivium, the drums and Triviums was fantastic. I liked early Slipknot with Joey Jordison, but I really fell in love with what Jay Weinberg did, being the son of the great Max Weinberg, because he brought groove. Like if you listen to like certain like songs of like his era with Slipknot, he just brings like a sense of like groove to it, and I thought that was like so cool because there's like these hard driving percussion beats. But like if you listen, there's just a little bit of his influence of his dad from the E Street Band, and I just thought that was really, really cool. And I was just like, okay, like this person can like sort of like split the line, and it was really, really cool. And I just really like took to that. But even now, like as I'm into like music or whatever, like I listen to like a lot of like pop and hip hop now, to help me become a better rock, punk, metal-esque like drummer, you know what I mean? So it's like really kind of like an interesting thing. Like what I listen to and what I play is almost like apples and oranges. It's not like the same, but I think it helps me become a better position, like Dolly was stating earlier. So I just think that's that's sort of like my influence. So yeah,
I can say that it's very important to navigate through genres. This is how you actually find authentic yourself and your sound. And I think those people who are like, especially if you are in the beginning of your journey, are like, I will never play pop music, I will never do covers. Listen, it is not easy to play pop. Do you feel accepted in local rock music community?
Over the past 13 years, I've seen a lot of change. Like when I got here back then, it wasn't great. If I didn't deal with transphobia, I dealt with misogyny. So coming back in the 20s, it's been refreshing. We all collectively keep growing it 1% better. That's why I love what we're all doing. I love that we're here today. A lot of the venues that we play at, most of the bands are very respectful. Sometimes we run into a bit of the mansplaining stuff now and then, but I think we're all kind of used to that. We've all been through that, but I love seeing more cooperation in the local rock scene. Seeing what like Music City's been doing, becoming this whole movement.
Oh my God, Music City did a great job. Shout out to Music City. They're
absolutely
amazing.
Yeah, seriously.
Also a shout out to Roxy Roller, Sky Church, and Chrome Spire Productions, who's given us a lot of work.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of work with the underground punk scene around here, like punk and rock, and they all do a lot of shows and bring a lot of bands into the public eye, where then we network and then we find bigger shows. And watching it grow, watching everybody succeed, like we love seeing your show at the Knockout. Like that was great. It's been so cool watching you kick butt.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Because we're all in this together. We're all in the same team. And I love seeing more and more people in our scene have that mindset.
I see the change. I see big difference. I come from Eastern Europe. Original country is Georgia, which is like from this geographic, I would say Middle East. Middle East is very traditional and religious, and nothing against religious, but sometimes it comes with its own stuff. And especially in small places, lots of things thrive, such as domestic violence, misogyny, lots of homophobia. I'm not getting into transphobia at all because homophobia is already so bad. The transphobia is just beyond. It's like dangerous sometimes. Absolutely horrible. And I'm happy that I can be a rock musician, have my own account, and thank God.
We keep moving forward. We keep doing the things because living well is the best revenge.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I came from across the country. Like when I decided to move here with my wives, like I left everything behind. It wasn't good. It wasn't like I left like anything good. It was bad, rotten, spoiled, like whatever. And like I just like nothing came with me but just what I had. And what's been amazing is like not only like am I entering like a new aspect of my life, like being like a musician, being part of a band, being part of something greater than myself. Everybody's been so friendly. Like the people that I've met like through this, like yourself and like all the bands, the people that own some of these like venues that we've had the opportunity to have a conversation with, like Mitchell over at Tequila Mockingbird and and all that, those types of places. Like everybody's been just such like a good friend. Like there's just like this sort of like collective mindset that like we're all out here, we're doing the things that we love to do. And we all want to be as good as we can be and be there for each other and whatever. So like I like if I was just like encapsulate it like in one word, I would say friendly. Like it's been like wild, and I have not been accustomed to friendly in my life, you know what I mean? So like just to be able to like have everybody like just be like an easy mate, like it's really cool. I think it's great.
I am very curious. So this is very interesting that you are all married and in the same band. How you manage professional life and personal life?
There's a lot of times we're together. Of course, the band is our baby. It's also our business. But, we have our private time together. The time when we're not Wonderland Rejects, where we're all married and having our evenings together. Whether it's having our dinner together and watching, usually we'll pick a movie to watch. Those moments are very precious. The moments if we're sitting outside smoking a doobie and having a very fantastic conversation and talking about some important stuff or whatnot. Taking walks together.
Oh, I love taking walks.
Just these little moments. It really is about celebrating those small, tiny moments that, to a lot of people, it's just like, oh, what's significant about that? Well, those are the moments that matter the most. Because we love what we do in the band, but definitely, it's definitely work. It's definitely very intense. Every day we have a show, it's a big production. We get up in the morning,
Banana smoothies.
That's right. We have a banana smoothie to fuel up. Mm-hmm. We get the stuff packed up. We get ourselves together. It's like the fine oil machine. We get out there. But we also have the days when we enjoy the nothing. We enjoy just doing nothing.
Just spending time together.
And of course, we have our own time. We enjoy, we respect each other's autonomy as well. That too is important. Because we're all together, but we're also three people.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food is anything Mexican.
Oh my God, I love Mexican food so much.
Like I literally just got like, I think it was a carnitas burrito before, didn't stand a chance.
Num num num. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Sushi. I love sushi. Any sort of. I'm not usually into the deep fried stuff, that can be all right. I love the classics.
Wonderful.
Oh, Indian food. Like I am a curry addict, and like anything like that's in that, or like the tikkas, and it's so good. Back in 2020, I became a vegetarian, and I learned everything that I could about Indian style cooking, and it really just like helped me and, kept me, good, strong, and filled. So that's one of my favorites.
You you have really, really, really good vibes, like very kind, very bright. And I am so honored to know you, to meet you, and making friends with you.
Likewise. My good.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah.